Mrs. Cochran?
Here.
Mr. Ray?
Here.
Mr. Strittmatter?
Here.
Mrs. Coons?
Here.
Mr. Reichner?
Here.
Ms. Anderson?
Here.
Okay, please stand for the pledge of allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we're looking first for a motion to accept minutes from August 5th, 2024 council meeting as presented and not read.
I'll make a motion to accept minutes from August 5th, 2024. Council meeting.
A second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Ray?
Yes.
Mr. Strittmatter?
Yes.
Mrs. Coons?
Yes.
Mr. Reichner?
Yes.
Ms. Anderson?
Yes.
Mrs. Cochran?
Yes.
Okay, we're looking next for a motion to accept purchase orders from August 3rd, 2024 to August 16th, 2024, totaling $23,102.13 as presented and not read, please.
I'll make a motion to accept the purchase orders from August 3rd, 2024 to August 16th, 2024, totaling $23,102.13 as presented and not read.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Strittmatter?
Yes.
Mrs. Coons?
Yes.
Mr. Reichner?
Yes.
Ms. Anderson?
Yes.
Mrs. Cochran?
Yes.
Mr. Ray?
Yes.
Thank you. We're looking next for a motion to accept bills from August 3rd, 2024 to August 16th, 2024, totaling $157,101.64 as presented and not read, please.
I'll make a motion to accept bills from August 3rd, 2024 to August 16th, 2024, totaling $157,101.64 as presented and not read.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Coons?
Yes.
Mr. Reichner?
Yes.
Ms. Anderson?
Yes.
Mrs. Cochran?
Yes.
Mr. Ray?
Yes.
Mr. Strittmatter?
Yes.
Thank you. And we're looking next for a motion to accept June 2024 bank reconciliation report as presented and not read, please.
I'll make a motion to accept June 2024 bank reconciliation report as presented and not read.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Reichner?
Yes.
Ms. Anderson?
Yes.
Mrs. Cochran?
Yes.
Mr. Ray?
Yes.
Mr. Strittmatter?
Yes.
Mrs. Coons?
Yes.
Thank you. We're moving next into the reading of ordinances and resolutions. Mrs. Sayers?
Resolution number 7383-2024. This is a second reading by title only. A resolution authorizing the salary increase for Sergeant Richard Morrison with the Lakemore Police Department.
Wait,
Resolution.
excuse me, if I wanted to amend that, do I do it at this point or wait till later?
Later, yeah.
Okay, just wanted to make sure. Thank you.
Resolution number 7386-2024, a resolution authorizing the Lakemore Fire and Police Department employees to be eligible for insurance through the Police and Firemen's Insurance Association. Now therefore be it resolved by the Council of the Village of Lakemore, County of Summit, and State of Ohio. Section 1, Council authorizes the Lakemore Fire and Police Department employees to be eligible for insurance through the Police and Firemen's Insurance Association. Section 2, there will be no cost to the Village of Lakemore. Employees will have an option for payroll deduction. Section 3, it is hereby found and determined that all formal actions of this council concerning and relating to the passage of this resolution were adopted in an open meeting of this council, and that all deliberations of this council or any of its committees that resulted in such formal actions were meetings open to the public in compliance with all legal requirements, including section 121.22 of the Ohio Revised Code. Section 4 of this resolution is hereby declared to be an emergency measure necessary for the immediate preservation of the health, safety, and welfare of the citizens of the Village of Lakemore, Ohio. Therefore, this resolution shall go into effect immediately. Resolution number 7387-2024, a resolution accepting the resignation of Daniel Snyder as a part-time fireman with the Lakemore Fire Department. Now therefore be it resolved by the Council of the Village of Lakemore, County of Summit, State of Ohio. Section 1, Council regretfully accepts the resignation of Daniel Snyder as a part-time firefighter medic with the Lakemore Fire Department and thanks him for his service. Section 2, it is hereby found and determined that all formal actions of this council concerning and relating to the adoption of this resolution were adopted at an open meeting of this council, and that all such deliberations of this council and any of its committees that resulted in formal action where meetings open to the public in compliance with all legal requirements, including section 121.22 of the Higher Revised Code. Section 3, this resolution is declared to be an emergency measure in the interest of the health, peace, and safety of the citizens of the village of Lakemore. Therefore, this resolution took effect on January 19, 2024. Resolution number 7388-2024, a resolution accepting the resignation of Hunter Johnston as a part-time firefighter medic with the Lakemore Fire Department. Now therefore be it resolved by the Council of the Village of Lakemore, County of Summit, State of Ohio. Section 1, Council regretfully accepts the resignation of Hunter Johnston as a part-time firefighter medic with the Lakemore Fire Department and thanks him for his service. Section 2, it is hereby found and determined that all formal actions of this council concerning and relating to the adoption of this resolution were adopted in an open meeting of this council, and that all such deliberations of this council and any of its committees that resulted in formal action were meetings open to the public in compliance with all legal requirements, including section 121.22 of the Higher Revised Code. Section 3, this resolution is declared to be an emergency measure in the interest of the health, peace, and safety of the citizens of the village of Lakemore. Therefore, this resolution took effect on February 16, 2024. Resolution number 7389-2024, a resolution accepting the amounts and rates and authorizing the necessary tax levies and certifying them to the Summit County Fiscal Officer. Be it resolved by the Council of the Village of Lakemore, Ohio. Section 1, Council hereby authorizes the amounts and rates as determined by the Budget Commission. Council authorizes the necessary tax levies and certifies them to the Summit County Fiscal Officer. Section 2, a copy of the tax levy certification is attached here too and made part of as if for the written hearing. Council understands the Village of Lakemore's official certificate of estimated resources for 2025 will be sent prior to January 1st, 2025. Section 3, it is hereby found and determined that all formal actions of this council concerning and relating to the adoption of this resolution were adopted in an open meeting of this council, and that all such deliberations of this council and any of its committees that resulted in formal action were meetings open to the public in compliance with all legal requirements, including section 121.22 of the Higher Revised Code. Section 4 of this resolution shall be in effect on and after the earliest period allowed by law. Ordinance number 1862-2024. This is a second reading by title only. An ordinance awarding the bids for the purchase of certain pieces of real property and authorizing the mayor to enter into purchase agreements for such properties. Ordinance number 1864-2024. An ordinance amending ordinances 1522-2014, 1370-2006, 1220-1995, and 1187-1993 to revise the zoning variance hearing fees for the Village of Lakemore. Now therefore be it resolved by the Council of the Village of Lakemore, County of Summit, State of Ohio. Section 1, Village of Lakemore Council hereby amends ordinances 1522-2014, 1370-2006, 1220-1995, and 1187-1993 to revise the zoning variance hearing fees for the Village of Lakemore. The new zoning variance hearing fees shall be as follows. Application for zoning appeals, zoning variance hearings residential $500, variance hearings non-residential $500. Section 2, it is hereby found and determined that all formal actions of this council concerning and relating to the adoption of this ordinance were adopted in an open meeting of this council, and that all deliberations of this council and any of its committees that resulted in such formal action were in meetings open to the public in compliance with all legal requirements, including section 121.22 of the Higher Revised Code. Section 3, this ordinance shall take effect and be in full force from and after the earliest period allowed by law. Ordinance number 1865-2024, an ordinance to amend ordinance 1833-2023, make appropriations for current expenses and other expenditures of the Village of Lakemore, State of Ohio, during the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2024. Now therefore be it ordained by the Council of the Village of Lakemore, County of Summit, State of Ohio. Section 1, Council approves to increase appropriations in American Rescue Act Fund 2053, $60,891.57 for fire supplies and police salaries from the ARPA hiring grant. Street Construction Maintenance and Repair Fund 2011, $5,000 for 5th Street water line replacement. Note principal on Police Facility Fund 3102, $500,000 for the renovation project. Water Operating Fund 5101, $65,439.50 for water system chemicals and 5th Street water line replacement. Section 2, Council approves to increase revenues in American Rescue Act Fund 2053, $58,690.36 from the ARPA hiring grant. Section 3, Treasury for payments from any of the foregoing appropriations upon receiving prop certificates and vouchers therefore approved by the board or officers authorized by law to approve the same, or an ordinance or resolution of council to make the expenditures, provided that no warrant shall be drawn or paid for salaries or wages except to persons employed by authority of and in accordance with law or ordinance. It shall be provided further that the appropriations for contingencies can only be expended upon appeal 2/3 vote of council for items of expense constituting a legal obligation against the village for purposes other than those covered by other specific appropriations herein made. Section 4 of this ordinance is hereby declared to be an emergency measure necessary for the immediate preservation of the health, safety, and welfare of the citizens of the village of Lakemore, Ohio. Therefore, this ordinance should go into effect immediately.
Okay, thank you, Tracy. Yeah. Okay, we'll move into the mayor's report. As you all know, school starts this coming Wednesday. It's a couple days from today, and we have two of our esteemed school board members here this evening. So I want to say welcome to Donnie Furlong and Dave Hofer. Thanks for joining us at tonight's council meeting. Good to see you every time you come. Appreciate it. And I'm sure we're going to head over to the roller rink for the back-to-school skating party after this. Everyone's invited from 6 to 8 tonight. I just have one item on my list to announce, and that's the Chamber of Commerce's free taco bar to all business owners +1, happening at Uncle Tito's on September 26th from 6 to 8 p.m. And that's all I have. We'll move next into the council report with Council President Mrs. Cochran.
I just want to announce our next council meetings will be on Tuesday, September 3rd, and September 16th. September 3rd should be the day after Labor Day, and that's why it's on Tuesday. So 6 o'clock on September 3rd and September 16th. The only other thing I'd like to just mention, as I do every time that we have a meeting, today is day 90 with no delivery at the post office. However, they did make some progress. They had a delivery last week of the brick and block that they were waiting on. So far, they have done nothing with it, but at least that is a step in the right direction. So I was originally told that it would be completed by the 25th of this month. That's all I'm going to say about that.
We've got a week.
Yes.
They better get to it.
Yeah.
And that's all I have to
I'll be
say.
so happy if they
And
do that.
who was it that made the statement that it would be done?
Congresswoman Amelia Sykes specifically put that date in her email letter to me, so.
Okay,
So we know where to send their
Well,
complaints.
that was because that was 30 days from the date that they actually started on, which was July 25th.
And the
Again,
accident was what, back in May,
Mhm.
April?
it was May 21st.
May,
Mhm.
wow.
Well, they're able to build a Dollar General overnight, so hopefully they can fix that overnight, so.
That was the next rumor was, we're not doing the post office, we're just gonna go ahead and put a Dollar General.
Right.
Okay,
Call Jack.
that's gonna cause some comments.
Yes.
Okay. And that's all I have.
Thank you, Laura. Sam.
I'll just piggyback. The next council workshops are going to be August 27th and September 10th. Both those are going to be at 6 p.m. here.
John.
Oh, I'd just like to remind everybody about Spectrum Community Channel 1023, where you can provide the access to local government meetings and programming and information on community events. If you happen to have anything you would like to be broadcasted on their 1023 channel, you should sure get a hold of somebody from one of the local governments between Springfield and Lakemore, and I'm sure they'll get in touch with them. You can also watch past council meetings and whatnot that's on demand through their YouTube channel. You can find it by searching Springfield Lakemore Community Channel on YouTube. And with that, I'm going to let it go.
Thanks, John.
I don't have much other than I'm going to piggyback off of you and talk about the school returning on Wednesday and Thursday. I hope everyone had a great summer, and I just ask everyone for patience as parents are trying to get their kids to and from Springfield High School. I know that there are some traffic that people don't like when school comes back. Just have some patience for the kiddos that have to walk. It can be really dangerous on sanitarium. And so, yeah, just I hope everyone had a great summer. I'm excited for the kids to go back. Everyone be safe, and that's all I got.
Thanks, Nikki. Ed?
I would like to announce that 28th of August, 2024, which is the last Wednesday of the month, is the Lakemore United Methodist Church Food Pantry. Be open from 5 to 6 p.m. Also, a reminder that the recycling bins are down in the lower parking lot behind the Lakemore United Methodist Church. That entirely funds the pantry operation. So please be generous with your cardboard or newspapers if you hand in, please. No trash. Thank you.
Thanks, Ed. Heather?
I just would like to thank people for their patience in dealing with the water main breaks and things that has been going on. I have seen several posts and things like that dealing with that, and you know, we're trying our best to be able to deal with the water main, and because we're replacing water lines, we're replacing sewer lines. So what you have is when you replace a water line and it's going into existing that has not been replaced yet, they're getting to that, you have a fluctuation of pressures. So what happens is the new line has the pressure, it's going into an older line, so therefore it's too much for the older line to be able to handle. So that's why we're getting so much of the water main breaks. So if you would like to keep apprised of when water breaks happen and things like that, you can check our village website. That is
Usually our Facebook page.
and our face. I was going to do that. So the
fastest.
Facebook or not the Facebook. The website is, what is the address for that?
LakemoreOhio.org.
.org. Okay, so LakemoreOhio.org, and then we also have Village of Lakemore Facebook page. That is our only official government Facebook page. It is not the two other Facebook things. We don't monitor those. Do we get on them? Sometimes, yes, but we are not monitoring those to be able to deal with these, you know, complaints or issues. So if you would like to know what is going on, please visit the Facebook page. That's more of an immediate thing. So again, Village of Lakemore. So, and you can also get from that Facebook page any additional information that's going on. You can see the agendas for the meetings. You can see, you know, if there's traffic issues like roads closed and things like that. So that is more of an immediate notification of what is happening in the village. So if you would like to go to that, again, Village of Lakemore. So with that, I pass.
Mayor,
Thank you.
I have one other thing.
Yes.
That I forgot was in your office, but we wanted to give us, save the date, September 8th from 10 till 2 at the Springfield Assembly Church. They are having a really big, huge, nice event. First of all, there's going to be a cruise in for everybody who likes cars. And that also, you just free registration beginning at 9 o'clock. So that's for the car show. And then for kids and for adults, they have free lunch. They have hot dogs, free pizza and chips and desserts, all free with all kinds of activities. There'll be inflatables, a petting zoo, face painting, cornhole, balloon animals, ponies. First responders will be there with their cars, and a lot of other little things for kids. For the husbands and wife, they have axe throwing. And I'm making a joke out of that, but that is really on here. I just didn't want to link that in with the kids' activities. So that would be for those.
For the
It
adults.
is Springfield Assembly of God, right across from Lakemore Plaza. The church that sits there. They do this every year. It's
an incredible
fantastic-
event. It really is.
fantastic celebration and
Yeah.
community activity.
The yard sales go really hard too.
And that's it. I'm sorry.
Thanks. I just wanted to add, before we go to the administrator's report, to add to what Mr. Eigner said. We have collected so far to date 37,000 pounds of cardboard and paper. That's amazing. That's
Wow.
37,000 pounds that didn't make it to the landfill. I just got the report this week, so I'm tickled
that's
about that
awesome.
too. We're doing our part to help the environment also. So that's what I just wanted to add to Ed's comments, and then it's up to you. Tracy, do you have anything?
Just, again, if anybody knows of anybody who needs any help with anything, even going
Nice.
to Uniontown and get their mail, we have a group of volunteers who are willing to help. They're working on building some steps for a resident, partially because our guys who deliver for our food pantry can't get into our yard because it's so high. So they can just get a hold of me.
That's amazing. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And the water breaks, we're doing major sewer projects, and it's encompassing 2 of our major roads, Lake Road and Sanitarium, so, and the water line and sewer line are just like that, so every time one gets bumped, the water line gets broke, so. We apologize for the inconvenience, again, it's been a daily thing,
Yeah,
it'll be nice when it's done.
Yes.
for sure.
Patience.
But
And-
it'll be done in phases, so the next phase.
But down there
more
will
than-
be,
Yeah,
Not as bad.
when it's done.
And
I hope.
yeah.
I appreciate
Um,
Pit Stop for being.
We appreciate
they're
them.
giving us grace,
And
as well as the residents, since it affects the parking.
just, again, ask everybody to slow down. It's going through the narrow streets down here. I know it's frustrating, but there are a lot of little kids who live on those streets, so
Mhm.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
that's it.
Okay, thank you. Next, thanks Tracy. Next we have, appearing before council, we have Maggie V. Maggie, would you please approach the podium, state your name and address, and the reason for your wanting to speak this evening? You have 3 minutes.
Maggie Vincent from 1400 Hidden Lake Boulevard, and I am here to say that speeding cars on Hidden Lake is still bad. And I have a picture here of an asphalt speed table that they use in Akron over on Maple Street. And if we are allowed to get a grant from the state of Ohio,
Do you know of any grants from the state of Ohio?
no, I do not.
Okay,
Um,
I don't either, so
Well,
I'm
I do
asking.
research or get in contact with someone from the city of Akron and ask them and see how they were able to get an asphalt
Can I see
speed
that?
table.
Can I see
So
it?
Oh,
I
absolutely, I'm
thought,
sorry.
No, you're fine.
That's
I'm
all right.
once I could probably
That's all
do
right.
some more research.
Yeah,
and
let me know.
see-
Yeah, if you find anything out, let me know.
Because
I
I've
was
been
one
in
on
contact
Acres.
with you about the signs. Are we still being the
There is a
digital?
back order on that sign, the curved signs came in, and that
Okay.
one, there was, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, we did finally get the
So-
curb signs. They're up. They look
Yeah.
good.
Okay, so I'll do more research.
The
so-
police department is also working with one of our previous officers about
Okay.
starting neighborhood watches. So
Yeah.
maybe that's something you guys could talk about.
Okay, and especially they just had a robbery at that get-go to Saturday,
Yeah.
I guess.
So maybe, talk with your neighbors, and if there's an interest, let me know, and I'll get you in
About the speed
contact with.
tables or?
No, about the neighborhood watch.
Oh, neighborhood watch.
Yeah, and if you find something out about funding for speed tables, let me know. I haven't found anything, and then,
Okay.
other than they're expensive, so.
Yeah, that one's over on Maple Street, over by.
Yeah, they've
CB.
moved, they have temporary ones and they have permanent ones.
So-
Temporary ones are nice because they can kind of move them around, so you're not always expecting them, but,
Right, yeah, I'll
They're
have to get a
still-
hold of someone in,
yeah.
Akron.
The one I found was like $15,000. That's a lot, so.
Yeah.
So, yeah, let me know what you find out.
All right, will do.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Did you want your picture back?
Well, you guys probably don't need it, do you?
No, uh-uh.
Okay. Thank you.
I appreciate that.
Okay, we have nothing, thank you, Maggie, again. We have nothing under old business, so we'll move right into new business. Mrs. Cochran with 3, Mr. Ray with 1, and then we can probably do that other one if you feel it's,
You want me to do that first?
go ahead. Yeah,
Okay,
sure, sure.
because I'd like to make a motion to adopt resolution number 7383-2024, a resolution authorizing the salary increase for Sergeant Richard Morrison with the Lakemore Police Department. First, I'd like to make two amendments on this. And the first amendment is to dispense with the 3 reads. We've done 2 reads on this one.
So let's vote on
Let's
that.
vote on it.
second.
Thank you.
Thanks. Roll call.
All right. Ms. Anderson?
Yes.
Mrs. Cochran?
Yes.
Mr. Ray?
Yes.
Mr. Strittmatter?
Yes.
Mrs. Coontz?
Yes.
Mr. Reichner?
Yes.
Okay. And then the second amendment would be to change the effective date, and that would be August the 29th.
I'll second that amendment.
Thank you, Heather.
Is there any discussion on that, council?
Is this just to match the others?
Well, the others, theirs was done on 1 read, but
Mhm.
those were more of an emergency nature.
Right.
And his really wasn't, that had to be that night. So
Mhm.
we did discuss at one workshop about, dispensing with the 3rd read. So,
Well, no, I have to do it, right? Making the different effective date is for payroll nightmare. That's,
Transparency.
yeah.
Oh, yeah,
So it'll
that's-
start the next payroll period.
Oh.
That's it was
Go
passed
ahead.
tonight, but it'll, the next payroll period.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
okay.
Any other comments?
No.
Ed, Vicky, John? Okay. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Cochran?
Yes.
Mr. Ray?
Yes.
Mr. Strittmatter?
Yes.
Mrs. Coontz?
Yes.
Mr. Reichner?
Yes.
Mrs. Anderson?
Thank
Yes.
you. And
Okay.
when we need a second
I'll
on
second.
the, thanks, John.
As
That's the
amended.
second on the original
As amended.
as amended. Any discussion on that? Okay, roll call, please.
Mr. Ray?
Yes.
Mr. Strittmatter?
Yes.
Mrs. Coontz?
Yes.
Mr. Reichner?
Yes.
Ms. Anderson?
Yes.
Mrs. Cochran?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, council. Go ahead, you have 3 more, and then Mr. Ray.
I am going to make a motion to adopt resolution number 7386-2024, a resolution authorizing the Lakemore Fire and Police Department employees to be eligible for insurance through the Police and Firemen's Insurance Association.
Oh, that's nice.
First, I'd like to make a motion to dispense with the 3 reads.
I'll second.
Thank you.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Strittmatter?
Yes.
Mrs. Coontz?
Yes.
Mr. Reichner?
Yes.
Ms. Anderson?
Yes.
Mrs. Cochran?
Yes.
Mr. Ray?
Yes.
I'll second the original.
Take your pick. Is there any discussion on the original?
Just that I'd like to say this, by doing this, does not cost the village any additional money, and it gives just an extra layer of benefit to our safety services if they choose to utilize this. But it's
Yeah.
not anything out of the
So it's just
village.
Angel Megan, I'm so pleased with
And
this.
it was brought to us by guys from the fire department.
Mhm. They wanted to
requested
do
They want
this.
this, so.
So we're happy to be able to help out.
Absolutely. Any other discussion? Okay, roll call, please.
Mrs. Coontz?
Yes.
Mr. Reichner?
Yes.
Ms. Anderson?
Yes.
Mrs. Cochran?
Yes.
Mr. Ray?
Yes.
Mr. Strittmatter?
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion to adopt resolution number 7387-2024, a resolution accepting the resignation of Daniel Snyder as part-time firefighter medic with the Lakemore Fire Department. But first, I'd like to make a motion to dispense with the 3 reads.
I second.
Thank you.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Reichner?
Yes.
Ms. Anderson?
Yes.
Mrs. Cochran?
Yes.
Mr. Ray?
Yes.
Mr. Strittmatter?
Yes.
Mrs. Coontz?
Yes.
And a second on the
Second the
original.
original.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any discussion on that?
Well, we're sorry to lose any.
Sorry to lose them, but they've been gone
Yeah.
for a little bit. And this was kind of
We're
a
catching up.
oversight, yeah.
Oopsie.
I wasn't gonna say that.
I was wondering why that was like effective, like January, February, so.
Mm,
Yeah.
slipped through the cracks.
Okay, if there's no further discussion, roll call, please.
Ms. Anderson?
Yes.
Mrs. Cochran?
Yes.
Mr. Ray?
Yes.
Mr. Strittmatter?
Yes.
Mrs. Coontz?
Yes.
Mr. Reichner?
Yes.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion to adopt resolution number 7388-2024, a resolution accepting the resignation of Hunter Johnston as part-time firefighter medic with the Lakemore Fire Department. First, I'd like to make a motion to dispense with the 3 reads.
Second.
Thank
Roll
you.
call, please. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Cochran?
Yes.
Mr. Ray?
Yes.
Mr. Strittmatter?
Yes.
Mrs. Coontz?
Yes.
Mr. Reichner?
Yes.
Ms. Anderson?
Yes.
I'll second the original.
Any discussion?
Hope he's doing well.
Thanks, Sam. Anything else? Roll call, please.
Mr. Ray?
Yes.
Mr. Strittmatter?
Yes.
Mrs. Coontz?
Yes.
Mr. Reichner?
Yes.
Ms. Anderson?
Yes.
Mrs. Cochran?
Yes.
Cool.
I guess that's me, huh?
Yes, sir.
All right, I want to make a motion to adopt ordinance number 1865-2024. This is an ordinance to amend ordinance 1833-2023, make appropriations for current expenses and other expenditures of the Village of Lakemore, State of Ohio during the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2024. But first, I'd like to make a motion to dispense with the 3 reads.
I second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Strittmatter?
Yes.
Mrs. Coons?
Yes.
Mr. Reitner?
Yes.
Ms. Anderson?
Yes.
Mrs. Cochran?
Yes.
Mr. Ray?
Yes.
Second the original.
Thank you. Any discussion on that? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Coons?
Yes.
Mr. Reitner?
Yes.
Ms. Anderson?
Yes.
Mrs. Cochran?
Yes.
Mr. Ray?
Yes.
Mr. Strittmatter?
Yes.
Okay. Is there anything else?
I
to
see no
discuss?
reason that, to go into an executive session, so I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Reitner?
Yes.
Ms. Anderson?
Yes.
Mrs. Cochran?
Yes.
Mr. Ray?
Yes.
Mr. Strittmatter?
Yes.
Mrs. Coons?
Yes.
Meeting adjourned 6:30.
Very good.
Hey, for our next workshop, would you put on there